November 17th. And maybe just to start, if you'd identify yourself on the tape and tell me a little bit about what your role here with the aviation unit is, and we'll go from there.
My name is Kenneth S. Burchell. I'm a pilot sergeant with the U.S. Park Police, Special Forces branch, assigned to the Aviation section here in Washington, D.C. I've been on the job about 16 and a half years, and I've served in patrol in District 2, the Special Weapons and Tactics team, and here.
Okay. Well, maybe to just start with September 11th and, where you were, what you were doing, how you first learned about the attacks on the towers, World Trade Towers.
On the morning of the 11th, we were gearing up actually for the second round of demonstrations, World Bank, IMF demonstrations that were scheduled for, I guess, a week or so after that. And we had a detail of officers training, doing riot training in the field next to the hangar. And I was actually assigned to that. I wasn't assigned to the flight crew that day. And my job was, I was training officers how to extinguish themselves if they were hit with a burning Molotov cocktail. And we were pretty concerned about the threat of the rioters coming to Washington. So there was already sort of a little element of tension to begin with. The way we first found out was that my wife called and told John Marsh, one of the rescue techs, to turn on the television. And she'd been watching the Today Show and saw the first aircraft hit the World Trade Center. And one of the guys ran out into the field and told us what was happening. And a bunch of us came in and we gathered around the television. And as we were on our way in, they said a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. And I guess I think probably most pilots thought, didn't the plane fly into the Empire State Building during World War II, and it was a bomber, and the weather was bad, and they just inadvertently flew it into the building. But as I recall, the crew perished, but there wasn't a great deal of loss of life. And as soon as I came into the TV room and I saw the scene of New York and that absolutely crystal clear blue sky, I said, well, it's obviously not an accident. And no pilot would ever fly his plane deliberately into an occupied structure. He'd have put it in the harbor. So we were all overwhelmed but had our work to do. I walked back out into the field, and a couple of minutes later, another guy came running out saying, "Hey, a second plane's crashed in." Came in, saw that, thought, my God, this is war. We're under attack. Still in shock and starting to think, well, I wonder if it's just going to be New York,
That's right.
Is it going to be, obviously, I guess waiting for the other shoe to fall would be a good description. And so I remember going back out to the field